In the epic of the Mahabharata, this is the face of authority. Bhagawan Druna is the legendary military instructor to kings, a man defined by both his lethal tactical wisdom and his severe physical deformities. But his history begins with a different face. Before the scars and the stoop, he was Bambang Kumbayana, a handsome, physically flawless prince with a pedigree as sharp as his sword. He was born from a jar, a miraculous origin that convinced him he was superior to every other soul on earth. As a young man, he spent his days robbing merchant caravans for amusement and refusing to marry anyone less than a celestial nymph, until his father finally grew tired of the arrogance and exiled him. Kumbayana entered adulthood believing his beauty and his birthright made him untouchable. He set out into the world assuming it would eventually yield to his whims. Driven by that same ego, Kumbayana crosses the sea to the island of Java. He is searching for Sucitra, a childhood friend he expects will still be eager to serve him. The journey is marked by strange, mystical milestones. He conceives a son, Aswatama, with a flying horse, and eventually takes a cursed nymph as his wife, while navigating the dense Javanese wilds. Even with a family of his own, Kumbayana's pride won't let him settle for a quiet life. He learns that his old companion Sucitra has risen to become King Drupada, the absolute ruler of the Panchala kingdom. Kumbayana doesn't see a king at the end of his journey. He sees a subordinate who has outgrown his station. In his mind, Drupada is still just the childhood sidekick who owes him everything. Kumbayana walks into the Panchala royal court as if he owns it. He interrupts the king's business, uses informal childhood nicknames, and disrespectfully demands a royal milk cow to feed his son. The Panchala court doesn't recognize a long-lost friend. They see an insolent beggar who just walked off the street to insult their sovereign in front of his ministers. The king's brother-in-law, Gandamana, puts an end to the disrespect. He drags Kumbayana into the courtyard and delivers a beating so severe that the former prince's body crashes into the dirt, broken and unrecognizable. When the dust settles, Kumbayana's beauty is gone. His eyes are swollen shut, his nose is bent into a permanent bird-like hook, and one arm is twisted and useless. The royal blood he boasted of didn't stop the guards from tossing him into the mud. In a single afternoon, the handsome prince ceased to exist, replaced by a crippled outcast with no home to return to. Kumbayana crawls away from the city and finds a tree to sit under. He ignores his wounds and begins an obsessive, starving meditation, focused entirely on the humiliation he suffered. This intense penance catches the attention of the gods. They don't heal him, but they transform his status, giving him the name Danghyang Druna, and elevating him to the rank of a divine master. Druna walks away from that tree with a new philosophy. He will never seek physical revenge with his own broken hands. Instead, he will find the most powerful students in the world and mold them into the weapons that will destroy King Drupada for him. He has traded his sword for the long game. The arrogant warrior is gone, replaced by a mastermind who understands that patience is more lethal than strength. Druna travels to Hastina. He finds the royal princes gathered around a dry well, panicking because a cup of magical invulnerability oil has fallen to the bottom beyond their reach. He watches them struggle for a moment before stepping forward. He sees more than a lost cup. He sees the royal family he needs to infiltrate. Druna drops a single blade of grass 100 feet, piercing the cup's center. He throws a second, then a third, each piercing the previous stalk. The connected chain reaches the surface, and he pulls the cup into the sunlight with zero effort. The princes of Hastina, who have spent their lives being told they are the greatest warriors, realize they are looking at a level of mastery they can't comprehend. They stop acting like royalty and start acting like students, begging the man to train them. The kingdom of Hastina officially hires Druna as their supreme military instructor. He is given a palace, a salary, and the total devotion of the kingdom's future leaders. But the classroom is actually a staging ground. Druna has placed himself at the center of the world's most powerful military, and he now commands the very princes he will eventually send to burn King Drupada's palace to the ground. The massive war defining Javanese mythology didn't start with a border dispute or a stolen throne.
It grew from a single bruised ego and a 20